Hey, what's going on, socialites? How are you doing? It is about 12 noon. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Thank you guys so much. I got my other device over here. I'm going to turn it on so we can make sure everything is copa steady. So give me just a second. So hopefully you get a chance to get on with me. We're going to put this one right here. How you doing? Once you get in here, go ahead and say hello. Drop your city and state so I know where you're tuning in from. And like the directions said, go ahead and tag a friend. It is your girl, Alicia Dion, and we're going to talk a little bit about cruising. We got some cruise news, and I wanted to give you guys some updates, especially for those of you who love to cruise. I'm definitely a cruise specialist, so I've been following this since last year when CDC gave the first guidance, October 2020, to see when we were getting back to cruising. I love cruises. Hey from Austin, Texas. Hey from Baton Rouge. So I wanted to give you guys some updates. So first and foremost, if you are a cruiser, I want you to go ahead and drop a one in the comments if you are a cruiser, because you're going to want this news. It's forever changing, first and foremost. So the information I got today, it may change next week. So, of course, as it changes, I'm definitely going to come back and give you guys some updates. But I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little teaser that cruising for the U.S. is supposed to start back in July. So I'm definitely excited about that. I have a lot of folks reaching out to me about cruises. Especially towards the end of the year. They're looking to cruise in September, but CDC right now is saying cruises for the U.S. can actually resume in mid-July, but there are some things that have to take place. So if you are a cruiser, I want you to go ahead and drop me a one in the comments. If you're just getting here, before we get started, if you're catching this live, I want to make sure y'all can get me on the mic. Hold up. Move this hair out of the way. If you're catching this live, I want you to hashtag live. And for any reason you're getting it on the replay, that's okay. You can hashtag replay. We just want to know how you got the info. But I'm excited about cruising. Right now, cruising, according to the CDC, that's the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they're working with CLIA, which is the Cruise Line International Association. It's the board that governs cruises. It doesn't matter what port or what country you're in. CLIA is definitely the board that governs cruises. CDC and CLIA have kind of come to some sort of an agreement in saying cruises for the U.S. can resume mid-July. Now, cruises for European ports, guys, some of those have already resumed. We're just waiting on the U.S. to get it together to figure out what it is that we're going to do. Now, I love to cruise. One of my cruises actually got canceled. We were going to be aboard MSC. Love those particular cruise ships. So I'm happy to get this information to kind of see how the different cruise lines are going to move forward. Now, one thing that's happening at this particular point in time, for you to feel safe, and of course, for the cruise lines to kind of take, ownership of definitely resuming cruises. What happens is CDC, and I got some notes. Cruise lines, in order to resume, where they don't have to do a lot of test cruises and show different things to CDC, they must show that at least 98% of their crew has been vaccinated, and any passengers coming aboard, 95% of you must be vaccinated. Now, you may be wondering why 98% for the crew. Some people may be allergic to the components that's in the vaccine. So, of course, they're giving you that small window, or giving the cruise lines that small window that say, hey, 2% of your crew, hey, they don't have to be vaccinated, but you have to show at least 98%. So you can rest assured when you get aboard a cruise ship that at least 98% of those people have been vaccinated. That's the cruise lines taking ownership and CDC giving them that guidance. And 95% of the passengers, the guests aboard, also have to be vaccinated. And you may be wondering, okay, why only 95%? At this particular point in time, you guys know children under 16, there's no vaccine for them. So I guess as vaccines become available for those particular age groups, they may, I guess, update this particular guidance. But just know that 98% of the crew will be vaccinated and 95% of the guests are vaccinated. Are going to be vaccinated. And right now, I don't know anybody want to be a test cruiser. If you want to be a test cruiser, put test in the comments, because I'm going to send y'all information specifically. Test cruises are actually going to begin in June. So if you want to go on test cruise, if you want to be a guinea pig, well, not necessarily a guinea pig, I'm going to take that back. If you want a test cruise, those will begin in June. So put test in the comments and I'll definitely send you information as that becomes available, so you know how to definitely get on some of those test cruises. Now, some cruise lines are requiring all passengers to be vaccinated. So I don't know if anybody actually sells Norwegian. Norwegian is saying, hey, CDC, your guidelines are good. I understand the 98, 95%, but we're requiring all of our passengers, all of our crew to be vaccinated. So if you want to be employed for Norwegian, or if you want to sell Norwegian, guess what? You're going to have to take that vaccine. And I know some people feel a certain type of way about, receiving the vaccine. Norwegian, here's the thing. Norwegian is going to be one of the first fleets to sail. They are sailing out July 4th. So if you're looking for a 4th of July cruise, the Independence Day cruise, U.S. Independence Day cruise, Norwegian is the best place to go, because they're saying, you know what, we're getting out of here. We're not going to wait on nobody. If you want to sail with us, you're going to be vaccinated, hands down. Carnival, here's the thing. How many people sail Carnival? Carnival's the fun ship. They have not yet taken a position as to whether they're going to require all of their passengers to be vaccinated, or it's going to be 100% mandate vaccines. They have not taken a position. However, Royal Caribbean, that's another one of my ships, they have committed to vaccinating or requiring vaccines for guests 18 and older. So for their Caribbean and Europe, ports, they have not announced as of yet any mandates for their U.S. ports. But I'm going to kind of rest assured or think that whatever they were required for the Caribbean and Europe, they're also going to require for their U.S. ports. Now, crew vaccines don't seem to be a problem. Everybody is, marching to the same beat. The issue is complicated, like I said, guys, because there's no vaccine for children. And many cruise lines are mandating or saying at this particular point in time, if you want to sail with us, guess what? You got to have a vaccine. So how does this affect families? If you actually sail with your family, you're going to have to get on a ship that, may not require your kids to be vaccinated, or may not require, or you can show some type of doctor's, note to say, hey, you are allergic to components in the vaccine, where you can still sail and you don't have to be vaccinated. You have to find those ships. I'm going to tell you, Norwegian ain't one of them. So we don't know what Carnival's going to do. We don't know what Royal Caribbean is going to do. And I haven't heard anything about MSC Cruises. Now, I will tell you this. Royal Caribbean did a survey, because I know some people, they are like, they're anti-vaxxers. I'm so against this vaccine. You're not going to put anything in my body, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, I feel you. That's your position. It's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do, like Bobby Brown. But here's the thing. Royal Caribbean actually did a survey of its guests that have already started booking cruises. I told you, folks are already booking, y'all. So if you want to book, you need to know there's going to be limited space, and people are trying to make up for their 2020. So folks are already on it, and some sailings are already full. Hint, hint, clue, clue. They did a survey of their passengers that have already started booking cruises, and 80% of those particular people have already been vaccinated or plan to be vaccinated. They're saying, you're not going to spoil my party. I want to be on this cruise ship. I want to have fun. I want my rest and relaxation. So it doesn't seem to be a big problem, because everybody is ready to go. Everybody's ready to go. Hey, thank you for being here live with me, Tanja Hill. Thank you so much. So those are a few updates that I have. Again, CDC is saying that cruises can begin in July for U.S. ports. CDC is also stating, and these are CDC, no know the difference between CDC guidelines and what the what the cruise line protocol is stating according to the CDC guideline. So they can use the CDC guideline, but they can tighten their particular guidelines up. So CDC is saying that 98% of your crew must be vaccinated. 95% of your guests or passengers have to be vaccinated. They're giving you that little wiggle room. Norwegian right now is saying that if you want to sail with us, everybody aboard this sucker is going to have to get that vaccine, or you can go somewhere else. Carnival has not taken position, and right now Royal Caribbean is saying all of their guests 18 and above, they're going to require you to have that vaccine. What happens is, and where the trouble comes in, is that there is no vaccine for children under 16. So if you're sailing with the family, it becomes an issue. You're going to have to kind of shop around to figure out which cruise line can accommodate you. I will tell you this, as I stated, cruise cabins. I can't talk today. What is going on? I need some water. Cruise cabins are beginning to fill. Cruises are my specialty, guys, and I'm getting so many questions and so many requests to go ahead and book. Norwegian is getting out of here July 4th. So if you want to get out of here July 4th, you want to get on Norwegian, but you better have your COVID-19 card to show you've been vaccinated. So that's all I have, guys. It's exciting news for me. A lot of my money as far as travel actually comes from cruises. So guess what? I am so excited and happy so I can get my little coins. So y'all gonna get on these cruises so we can figure out what's gonna happen and, kind of see what the cruise lines, what protocols they have. One thing I can tell you, no buffets. Most cruise lines are not going to have buffets. So if you enjoy the buffets aboard the cruise lines, guys, they are going away. That's the thing. They are going away. So that's one of the downers that we do have, because we used to enjoy where you can go and get, a smorgasbord of all type of foods from all around the world. That's one thing that is absolutely changing. So no more buffets aboard the cruise lines. Now, if you have questions, you can go ahead and drop them. I was not going to be long. I see you from Austin. I see you from Baton Rouge. I see a lot of people who are cruising. I guess you want this information, but if you have questions, you can go ahead and drop them now. I appreciate you. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. Tag a friend who you cruise with. But this is the updates on the cruise news. If you are here in the U.S., I know we have people in the group from all around the world, but if you are here in the U.S., guess what? July is the month that most people are going to begin sailing. So you definitely, this is what I'll say. If you do not use a travel agent, you may want to begin to use a travel agent, because we get all of the updates first. We know all of the ins and the outs, the rules and the policies, and you don't want to have to interpret those things for yourself. We're booking client after client after client after client, and we know when these mandates and these policies are changing. You may see a policy that has not been updated and you think you're good to go, and you begin to book that cruise yourself, and you get to a port and determine that you can't sail. I will tell you, 2020 and beyond, due to everything that has happened with this global pandemic, it's the time for you to get your travel agent friend. Either you become a travel agent so you can get these policies yourself if you want to book your own travel and travel for your family, because there's benefit there, or you find a travel agent friend that you can actually trust, who's definitely keeping abreast of the changes that are happening in the travel world. This will not be the last change as it pertains to cruises or traveling in particular. There was one question that I got from somebody from Florida. It was pertained to something else. It pertained to cruises, but it wasn't for this particular broadcast. And they asked me specifically, well, our governor has stated and made it a law that no one can mandate vaccines. And I told them, no, okay, your governor may have stated that, but this cruise line is an individual business. They are an individual entity. And guess what? It may not be mandatory for you to have a vaccine in your state, but if you want to get aboard this cruise ship, if you want to go to certain countries where there are mandated vaccines, if you wanted to travel there, guess what? You will not be traveling. I don't care what your governor stated, right? So that's a little bit of tea that I want to give you guys. If you're looking to travel to Greece, if Greece has a mandated vaccine policy, guess what? If you are anti-vaxxer, you will not be going. That's just plain and simple. If you want to travel to a state, just say for New York, and I'm just giving an example, and I'm not saying New York has mandated vaccines. If their particular governor, Cuomo, is stating that if you want to travel to New York, if you are not a native New Yorker, if you are traveling here, guess what? You got to have a vaccine. Guess what? You got to have a vaccine. That's just the way it is. So your particular state may not require vaccines. However, but if you're traveling to other places, guess what that require? Hey, you're either going to travel or you're going to pay a fine. It is what it is. So this is Alicia Dion. Hopefully the information is beneficial. I have a cruise booked for November. All guests are vaccinated but one. What cruise line are they on? I hope they're not on Norwegian, because Norwegian is saying, hey, if you want to get aboard with us, you're going to have that vaccine. And hopefully if it's like a Royal Caribbean or a Carnival, the CDC is giving that little wiggle room for their guests. 95% don't have to be vaccinated. If they can show, I guess, an outstanding reason or a compelling reason why they can't take that vaccine, they may be allowed to sail. So you definitely want to be in conversations with that particular guest so they know they may or may not be able to sail if they can't provide certain documentation. So Carnival has not taken a position as of yet, but I can tell you CDC guidelines. CDC guidelines is stating 95% of guests have to be vaccinated. Carnival has not taken a position as of yet. We're waiting on that, whether they're going to require 100% to be vaccinated if you're selling with them, or they're going to allow, 18 and older, to require that vaccination, or if you have a compelling health issue. So I would definitely be in talks. I'm so ready too. Miss Mobley. I'm ready to go. It's one to say I'm ready to go. We got to go right now. I'm ready. I cannot wait until July, guys. It's going to be amazing. And guess what? It's a vaccine. I'm not going to even go into that. I'm a retired nurse. There are so many other things that we need to be worried about, guys. So I'm not going to go into that, but listen, this is just the news that we have latest on cruising. Definitely you want to get with whatever cruise line, Tanja, to see as they're bringing updates, and definitely be in constant communication with that passenger who has not been vaccinated, because they may or may not be able to sail. So that's all I have. I'm not going to keep you. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I know most of you are on your lunch break. Share this with somebody who can absolutely use it. As I stated, get with your travel agent friend, guys, because this information is changing. Every morning, the first thing I do, once I give my my thanks for being alive, waking up, and drinking my water, I go to my email to see all the travel updates so I can, write them down, see who I have on my calendar, who's traveling where, so I can make sure that, they're okay and that I'm abreast on all the news as it's happening. And I'm sharing it, with my group of agents who've partnered with me so we can provide the best customer service to our clients. So this is your girl, Alicia. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a wonderful Friday. Bye-bye.